We don't have any expectations because whatever the president says is frankly irrelevant. We've had 5 years of broken promises. A president who gets up at every state of the nation, promises he's going to fight corruption, promises he's going to end crime and gender-based violence, promises he's going to grow the economy and create jobs, promises he's going to end load shedding, and every year it gets worse. South Africa now is worse under President Ramaphosa's last 5 years than it was under President Jacob Zuma. Every single metric from unemployment to violent crime has gone in the wrong direction. So frankly, whatever the president says this evening is irrelevant, and nobody believes him anymore that he is actually going to be able to deliver on what he says. We believe that the next proper state of the nation that needs to be taken into account is the one that's going to happen in a couple of weeks' time after the election, because that'll be the genuine state of the nation that will look at being able to get the country moving forward again, to lift people out of poverty and start the reform agenda to be able to rescue South Africa.
What is your assessment of Ramaphosa's tenure as president of the country?
I think it's been disastrous. I think he's taken the country from bad to much worse. But corruption is worse under him. We've fallen on the International Corruption Perception Index. Many, many more people have been pushed into the unemployment queue by his terrible policies. Many, many more South Africans are suffering under the yoke of load shedding, a cost of living crisis that means that families can't put food on the table, childhood malnutrition, and every one of the key metrics that one would use to determine the health of a country is moving in the wrong direction. This is not a president who has bought reform. It's not a president who's been able to do what's right for the country and has consistently put party over country.
Why was it important for the DA to outline the blueprint to rescue South Africa, and what are the main takeaways?
Because I think it's important to set out an alternative. It's no good just to critique the ANC and point out what's wrong. It's very important that we set out to South Africans what we would do to start fixing things. And I think the blueprint shows a very serious set of priorities about what a DA government or DA-led government or a DA at the heart of a government would set out to do after the election, from fixing Parliament and improving accountability, introducing the Scorpions 2.0 to fight corruption and crime, devolution of policing to ensure our families are kept safe in their homes and on the streets of the country, a budget that will protect social grants into the future and ensure that they're sustainable, and a plan to turn the economy around so that we can start dealing with the terrible exclusion and inequality that exists in the country. The best measure to be able to destroy inequality is work for people, real jobs that mean people can take care of themselves and their families.